Hi everyone, welcome back to another QBO Tips. Last week we got well acquainted with refunding customer overpayments in QuickBooks Online. This week I want to show you how to segment your customers into different types. For example, in my industry we have business clients, but we also have individual clients that we serve. Contractors may want to differentiate between a residential and a commercial customer. Or you may have a membership program, and that membership program may even have different levels that you want to track. Well, we can create these customer types in QBO and then assign them to customers so that we can keep track of them. Before we jump into the demo company, I want to note that you need to have QBO Plus in order to access this feature. And as always, I will be using the accountant view to navigate in QBO. All right, let's go. Okay, we're back in good old Craig's Design and Landscape. And while you would think a list type element would be under Settings, All Lists, it's not. It's actually accessed via the Customer Center. So if you go to the Sales section and you go to Customers, you'll see Customer Types right up here next to New Customers. If this button isn't here, check two things. Make sure you have QBO Plus, and you may have to turn on your price rules under your settings. And join me next week when we will be talking about price rules. So let's click on customer types here, and we get to the customer types list screen, and we have none. So we need to create a new customer type, and it's just a list item. So there's not really a whole lot you can do. You just name it. And I save. Now that it's saved under the action over here, I can edit, which is just renaming it. Or I have a little chevron drop down here to make it inactive if I don't want to use it anymore. I'm going to make another one. There you go. Now that I have a couple of customer types, I can go out and assign my customer types. So I can go back to the Customer Center here, or I can go Sales, All Customers here. There's always more than one way to get around, guys. So I will go to Amy's Bird Sanctuary, and I'm going to edit. And in the edit screen, I have an additional info tab. If I click on that, customer type, a nice little drop down. So I'll assign her business. And if I want to assign more, I can click on this little guy here, and now I have a list. So I can go to Diego here, and I can edit and additional info, and I can make him an individual. Now, if I had a lot more of these to do, I'm just catching up. I haven't had list items, customer type items before, and I want to assign them. I can go back out to the customer screen, and I can actually do this in batch. So I can pick on Dylan and Greta and Kate and John, and I can use my batch actions here, and I can select customer type, and it brings up my drop down, and I say they're all individuals. And I can do the same thing for a couple of batch actions. Customer type, businesses. Cool. Now we've assigned a bunch of customer types. Great. So what do we do with it, right? Well, there's reporting that you can do with it. So if I go to my reports, you can look for it, you can search for it, or you can scroll for it. But if you go to the sales and customers section, you can go to your customer contact list. And if you want, you can customize and you can filter for a customer type. This is really helpful if you're trying to export this list or use a customer contact list for some sort of a marketing purposes to specific customer types that you have. Going back to the memberships, maybe you have a membership level that you want to prompt them to upgrade. Here's your contact list. You can also, if I go back down to customers, we have a sales by customer type. So I can run this report. Give it a minute to think. And let's just do all dates. So this is going to give me a nice little sales by customer type. So I have my sales and it's grouped up. Here's all my business sales, and I can zip that up to a nice total. I have all my individual sales, and I can zip that up to a nice total, and all the people who I didn't give a type to, and I can zip that up to a total. So these are some ways to really keep an eye on how those different customer types are doing. Also, if you're in the report screen and you are in the QBO Advanced, they have that custom reporting that's out, so you can do invoice and expense type custom reports. Under Advanced, you can do an invoice type report, and you can use the customer types in creating and filtering those reports. So it becomes another metric that you can customize what you need to see from there. While these reports are handy, the real power comes in combining these customer types with price rules. For example, you can create a custom discount that will automatically apply for any platinum member customer type. How neat is that? So be sure to join me next week when we talk about price rules. If you have any comments or questions, please post below. I hope this has helped you guys out. Thanks so much for watching.